The cool uncle who helped me build my treehouse turned out to be a serial killer. For 22 years, Keith was a permanent fixture in my family's life. He wasn't a blood relative, but to my siblings and me, he was Uncle Keith. He was my dad's best friend from college, the guy who lived just 3 streets over, and the person we could always count on to show up to our high school graduation ceremonies, backyard barbecues, and band recitals. Keith was a carpenter by trade. He was a quiet, gentle giant of a man always, wearing flannel shirts smelling faintly of cedar shavings and peppermint gum. When I was 10, Keith spent 3 entire weekends helping me build a massive 2-story treehouse in our backyard. He patiently taught me how to measure twice and cut once, how to hammer a nail straight, and how to sand down rough edges so I wouldn't get splinters. I kept a photograph of the 2 of us standing in front of that finished treehouse on my desk all through college. Then, 3 years ago, the FBI raided his house. I was 24, living in a small apartment about an hour away from my hometown. When my dad called me, he wasn't just crying. He was making this high-pitched, hyperventilating sound that I had never heard a grown man make. It took him 3 minutes to gasp out the words, "They arrested Keith." My brain immediately jumped to the standard, mundane tragedies. Did he get a DUI? Did he get caught up in some tax fraud? No. Leo, my dad sobbed. The police are at his house. They're digging up the crawl space. They're saying he's the Interstate 90 killer. For those who don't know, the Interstate 90 killer was a shadow that loomed over the Pacific Northwest for nearly 2 decades. Between 1998 and 2014, 9 young women had vanished from various rest stops and motels along the interstate. The cases had gone icy cold. Keith had been arrested at a local diner while eating pancakes. I remember hanging up the phone and staring at the framed photo of us on my desk. In the picture, Keith has his arm draped over my 10-year-old shoulders, both of us grinning wildly. I looked at his hands in the photo, the big, calloused, capable hands that had helped me hold a handsaw. My stomach turned over, and I threw up in my trash can. The trial was a blur of sickening, surreal revelations. Because my dad was Keith's closest friend, our family was dragged into the absolute center of the media circus. The detectives interviewed us for hours, trying to figure out if we had known, or if we had unwittingly helped him cover his tracks. We